People ask us many times why a Native American store like this has so many stones. Well, let's face it, why do Native American reservations have casinos? Well, it's beneficial. Or the structure within the Native community is there's change all the time. I used to sell at different places, farmers markets, and sometimes powwows in different places. And one day a lady asked me, "Can you give me some stones?" And I said, "Sure." Well, that was the beginning of the end, and I always loved stories of stones and stories of different things, so I would start to research. And this was before we had the Wikipedia or the computer, and sometimes it was hard, so I developed a whole bunch of books and would look up in the books what the symbols were and what the story was of the words and everything, and therefore I'd go and I'd create a little different story. I really enjoyed that, and a lot of people enjoyed it too. As a matter of fact, just about every stone that we have here has a story with it, many of which I made up myself. And I tell people I made up these stories because the greater majority of stories about stones are made up by people. And some people use it as power over other people. I have these sacred stones, and you only get them from me, and consequently this stone will, frequently a lot of so-called psychics will say, "You can find the man of your dreams if you only take this stone and give me $1,200. Well, we don't do that. We kind of tell people that the stone will work for you if you really wanted to, and maybe it won't work for you. We really don't know. But it seems to be these days, within the structure of science, people are talking about stones and quanta and quantum and multiple verses and quilted universes and string theorem and structures of things and influences and expanding universes and everything. And what happens is they're kind of examining things, and they're saying there's a sphere of influence in all different things, because in a reality, a so-called reality, because let's face it, there is no reality, things are there that are energy with form. So if this energy reform, this energy with form, has an influence on something else, consequently that other thing can change into something or unite with that other thing, and things can be very beneficial. They've discovered an awful lot of things that have happened as far as crystals are concerned, with sharks that are able to navigate the seas, different birds that can fly long distances, and everything like that. So within the universe, I had read recently, I believe it was Stephen Hawking, who said that a black hole is not a hole in space, it's a hole in time. Well, I had to wrap my brain around that and think, well, wait a minute, it's a hole in time. Well, okay, if it's a hole in time, and this hole in time essentially is something that time stopped, because time was based upon interaction between things, especially things of energy. Therefore, if the energy stopped, yes, time would stop, but wait a minute, there's energy coming out of it too. In fact, now they're postulating the idea that there was not only a black hole, but there was also a white hole. And the white hole was essentially created, or it was discovered, or they believed it was, or there was a mathematical formula that said it was, which these days constitutes reality. If you have a mathematical formula, therefore it must be real. So they postulated the idea that there was a white hole where essentially the energy came out of. And therefore, in order for our universe to expand and expand and expand beyond forever, meaning infinite, therefore it had to have some sort of thrusting power, that being the white hole that would force it out. So if we have an expanding universe and it's infinite and it goes on forever, everything is possible. Let's face it, even God is possible. And what happens is, in this possibility of all things, we, in our universe of self here, in this third-dimensional trap that we call reality, might be the atoms in the thumbnail of some giant creature that's way out in the middle of nowhere, who is also one particle of another more giant universe. And as one starts to contemplate these different ideas, and they go on and on and on, we theoretically fall down the rabbit hole of more things, because the truth is there are no answers to our questions. There are only questions to our answers. But enjoy the ride. Reach out for the surf. Look for the big wave. Enjoy it. Thank you.